Hi, I'm Ty Brown with dogbehaviouronline.com. In my upcoming video and ebook series, I'm going to teach you a lot of things about dog behavior and training. I'm going to get really in depth about training your dog to do the things you do want him to do, like how to sit and lay down and stay. And I'm also going to get really in depth on how to train your dog to stop doing the things you don't want him to do, like going to the bathroom on your floor, chewing up your stuff, pulling on the leash, stuff like that. And so, before getting into that video and ebook series, what I wanted to do real quick was introduce you a little bit to myself and give you a little bit of dog training tips on some pretty valuable information here. And so what I wanted to teach you today is how to feed a dog. And a lot of you are probably thinking, what do you mean how do you feed a dog? You put food down and that's it. Well, it's not as simple as that. There's basically two ways that you can feed a dog. One is what is called free feeding, and the other is what's called scheduled feeding. Free feeding is when you just put the food down and you leave it all day. The dog eats when he wants or doesn't eat when he wants. And essentially, that's free feeding. Scheduled feeding is when you put the food down and the dog eats a meal, morning or evening or whatever you feed that dog. And so which is better? Well, it's not even close. There's one that's way better. Scheduled feeding is what you want to do with your dog, and I'll tell you why. There's three main reasons. The first reason, especially if you're house training a puppy or a young dog or something like that, you need to get that dog on a schedule. That's a bathroom schedule, a water schedule, a food schedule. And so if your dog is on a food schedule, well, you start to know when he's going to poop. And if you know when he's going to poop, it helps you very much with your house training. And so really important, especially for young dogs, to be on a food schedule. If the food's out all day, they eat at random times, and who knows when they're going to go to the bathroom. And so make sure that you keep your dog on a food schedule. The second reason why scheduled feeding is much better than free feeding is for health reasons. Oftentimes I go to homes and I see dogs that are really skinny. And I say, is this dog free fed? And most of the time it's yes. And you'd think that would be the opposite, that a free fed dog would get really heavy. Well, the truth be told, most dogs that are free fed, they get very picky. They'll just graze a little bit here or there, and they never sit and eat a full meal like a dog should. And so it's important for health aspects that your dog eats scheduled feeding rather than free feeding. The last reason why it's important is for asserting dominance. It's really important. This food to a dog is Paycheck. If Paycheck is constantly out, well, what does the dog need you for? And so it's important that the dog kind of works for his food. And by that I mean it's not always left out there. If it's always left over there, then the food has nothing to do with you. You're not the giver of the food, and you're not the dominant one in the family. And so it's important that the dog recognizes that the food comes from you. So if your dog's on a free feeding schedule and you want to get the dog to a scheduled feeding schedule, what you need to do is you need to simply take your dog's food and once or twice a day, whatever's appropriate for your dog, put the food down for about 10 or 15 minutes. If the dog eats, great. If the dog doesn't eat, after 10 to 15 minutes, pick it up. Your dog might go a day or two and not eat very much at all. But soon the dog's going to realize, the dog's going to get hungry and start to say to himself, boy, I'd better eat this food quickly. Otherwise, it's going to go away fast. And so that's how you're going to switch your dog from free feeding to scheduled feeding. Really important for those three reasons. And so give the dog just a few minutes to eat, and that's it. So take these tips, apply them to your dog. I know you're going to be happy.